Hello guys, it's me, it's Saturday. I've had a really slow day today. Not much to do. I've been playing Assassin's Creed 3, although I hit a spot where I can't really go forward until I figure out what's wrong, so I've kind of been not playing that today. I've been playing a lot last couple days. And yeah, so not much going on, I feel. I spent a lot of time just messing around on iTunes. That's been pretty much it. And making a lot of tea. It's been a big tea day. I'm so sorry I couldn't talk to you, Becky, yesterday. It would have been so much nicer if our paths had crossed today versus yesterday when I was just going out the door. Although, I don't know, maybe for the best? I'm not sure. Because Alexis ended up saying exactly what I would have said, which is like, ooh, Bioshock, that's a good game. Oh, that's cheap. Go for it. Yeah, buy that game. So I wouldn't have been much help in talking you out of that. But yeah, things. Yay, watching Firefly. We'll have like one game that we've all watched, I think. Although I don't know, like Alexis and I have watched a bit of some of Becky's shows, and I think Becky's watched a bit of some of either of our shows, but we're gonna work on getting some crossover soon. But what else? I don't know. Your goal things, I've always been really bad about that. Although I've been kind of keeping like one of those little jars where you write something nice that happens and you open it up on the new year, except I started mine like after school ended, so I don't want to open it yet. Maybe I'll save it for a rainy day or something and then start over. But thinking about I don't know, like my problem is that I hate goals that are just kind of open-ended, like I don't know, like be happier this year. It's like, well, how do you know when you've achieved your goal, or how do you work to be good at that without like definite small goals or something? But I don't know, I was thinking reading might be a good one, but I was looking at the books that I read last year, trying to think of them, and I read a ton of books last year, and that's even without counting like the huge number I read just for the young adult class, because I read an unusual number for those, and it was really satisfying because they're small, and you can finish one in like a day, so it makes you feel really accomplished when you've read like, I don't know, I don't actually remember how many I read, but it was a lot. Because I was like researching for which ones I wanted to pick for the group. So yeah, I read a lot of those. And then I actually ended up reading some later that I didn't read for class too as well. A couple zombie ones, I think. Or Divergence, that was one. I didn't like it as much. It was like a not quite as good Hunger Games. Like I think it's trying to cash in on that, but it didn't do quite as good a job. Or like it did a really good job on some things, but I don't know, on the whole it wasn't as good a standalone book, I don't think, even as Hunger Games was, and that's kind of saying something, because Hunger Games isn't, it has problems too. Anyway, so I've already finished one book yesterday, and I don't know, so books really isn't that good of a one for me, because I'll just do that anyway. And then I was saying to someone, or maybe a couple people, because it's been on my mind a lot, that my goal for this year was going to be like finish applying for grad schools, but I've already finished that, and just I didn't realize how much that was stressing me out, like just considering the idea of applying for grad school again, which hopefully not literally again, because that would imply that I didn't get in to any of them, but just thinking back on the process, like is like it just really stresses me out and freaks me out, and I don't want to think about it anymore. It was really, apparently it was much more awful than I was letting myself think about. Yeah, so that's a thing. Video games, I don't know, I feel like I've just come out of like this really dry video game spell, just because I was trying not to play anything while I was applying. So now I've got Assassin's Creed 3, which would keep me occupied for a while, and Steam's going through their loop of sales, which is what Becky was talking about, and I didn't realize that Steam did this, or maybe it's new, but the things you have on your wish list, they will remind you when they come on sale, which is neat, and I think it's new, because I didn't know it did that before, and that's why I never used my wish list, because I'm like, whatever, but now apparently it's a thing. So I think the two games that I had on my wish list went on sale today, because I think I had 3, and then I just took Assassin's Creed 3 off, because I'm like, I don't care, I'm buying it. But yeah, so I don't know, but I already have Assassin's Creed 3, which is going to keep me busy, and then Mass Effect 1 and 2 were on sale, so I got both of those for like $20. And Steam doesn't have the third one because, I don't know, both of the developers were being dumb, and they're like, nope, no Steam. So I'm going to have to actually buy that one. It's going to be weird, but the ones that came on sale were Dishonored and Walking Dead, which I want to play eventually, and I might get Walking Dead because it's like $12. But Dishonored is down to like $30 at half off. So, and I won't have time to play that for a while, so I think I'm just gonna wait until it's been released for longer and then get it then. So I don't know, I guess, start to think about the year in terms of goals and stuff, just because if the year goes kind of how I want it to go, it's going to end in a much different place than it starts, which is either like down in Washington again, or in the Midwest, or on the East Coast somewhere, East Coast. I consider Pennsylvania East Coast. I don't know if they do. East-ish. It's kind of one of those weird states. It's not really the Midwest. It's not really the East Coast. It's kind of like one of those weird places. I don't know what they would call that. Maybe I'll learn. Who knows? But hopefully it ends somewhere very different than it's starting out. So, I don't know. I guess the goal would be get into grad school, but at this point it's kind of out of my hands. So that was more like last year's end of the year goal. Although kind of the beginning of the year goal, because I didn't actually send in the application until like January 1st for most of them. So I guess I'll just make that my big goal and cross it off, but that seems like cheating. So I don't know. And then getting a job-related thing I can't do anymore because I'm working at the museum. Yay. And I was talking to someone about that, and they were like, they were very unimpressed, and I think they are, I don't know, overestimating how easy it is to get a job related to your major, and when you're like an English major, and like have it pay more than minimum wage. Because I was saying like, yeah, I got this job at the museum, and it pays like $10 an hour, and I'm like, that's great. I'm really excited because I would have done it for free. And she's like, $10 an hour, like, that's what my receptionist makes. I'm like, well, is your receptionist, is she planning to go into receptionist school someday? Like, is this what she really wants to do with her life? Because, if that's the case, then well done, receptionist girl. But if it's not, then it's the wrong point that I was trying to make. But I don't know, you just hear so many studies about how difficult it is for liberal arts people to actually get into the field that they graduated in. They end up doing something completely different or something that they're not happy with. So that I could get something like that, even if it's just temporary, makes me really happy, especially after all the rejections I got trying to apply for a job like in an actual library. And they're like, nope. So I'm like, well, it actually isn't that easy. I kind of got this one by accident, but yay, good accident. And I just submitted my hours sheet to head boss lady and put in like 34 hours, so minus taxes, but be, decent paycheck for like very half-time sort of work. And it's stuff that I'd much rather be doing than substituting, because children, and gross. Anyway, can't think of anything else I really have to say. But have a nice weekend, and Alexis, start reading your stuff. Girl, get on that, so we can get on to your book, and we can start reading more books again. Yay! Alright, bye!